Lab Addicts Music
You know what
Group.
time it is? This is Conversations with Maas. Subscribe now. Lock in. Let's go. Real street, man, we watching Maas. Real street, man, we call on Maas. Real street, man, we watching Maas. Real street, man, we call on Maas.
Lab Addicts Music Group.
This is Conversations with Maas.
Lab Addicts Music Group. Lab Addicts Music Group. Lab Addicts Music Group. Lab Addicts Music Group.
I'm at a loss, y'all. I'm at a loss. What's going on, April Showers? What's going on, YWG? I am at a loss. For real. As a Louisville Cardinal fan, I do not understand Pat Kelsey's player rotations. I don't understand his minutes distribution. I'm at a loss. We lost this game tonight because the best players. I don't even think Pryor played tonight. Is something wrong with his leg? I mean, I know he's coming back from ACL. Man, let us know. I'm. Is Kassan Pryor hurt? He didn't even play tonight. He always Kassan Pryor. Whenever Kassan Pryor, I mean, I'm going to have to look at it, but I'm pretty sure that whenever Kassan Pryor plays over 15 minutes a game, I'm pretty sure we're undefeated in those games. I'm pretty sure that when Pryor plays more than 15 minutes a game, I'm pretty sure we win a majority of those games. He is the heartbeat of the team. He gives us somewhat of an inside presence. He allows Frew to play his natural position. Frew was not a center. But yeah, that's Louisville basketball. We lost by 10 tonight to SMU on the road in Texas. We did the Texas two-step. We went one for two. We were 1-1. We did the Texas two-step. These extended trips, we need to look at them because we went 1-1 on our extended California. I guess you can't come all the way back from California, then go back, but we went 1-1 on the California trip, and we went 1-1 on the Texas two-step. Beat Baylor, non-conference, lost to SMU. And I would say that Baylor has a better team than SMU. Now Louisville's going to be fighting for their life to get into the ACC tournament. But enough of that. Enough basketball talk. Tonight's show, Aliens and Cryptids. We're doing something different tonight. We've been talking relationships and Epstein and all that stuff. Now we're going to talk about things that a lot of people don't talk about. Well, they're talking about it more now. But yeah, I have a few stories of things that I have been through, which made me aliens and cryptids. Things that go boo in the night. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they just, But yeah. Mermaids, Bigfoot, the Goat Man. That was what it was when in Louisville when I was growing up. We moved to the suburbs and it was like, don't go back in the woods. It's a goat man back there. We've got the Mothman. We've got the werewolf. We've got Dracula. And that thumbnail was, if you look at it, it's done purposely. On one side, we have everything that people say are real. And then on the other side, we got E.T. But some people say that E.T. is real. That the character for E.T. was created off of something that they saw. April Shower said she believes we have aliens on Earth. And I have a question tonight in the poll. And the poll is, do you believe humans are the most advanced intelligent life in the observable universe? I say no. I do not believe that humans are the most advanced intelligent life form in the observable universe. I believe that there's aliens out there. I'm just gonna put it out there. And I have data to back up what I say. And I have firsthand experiences to back up what I say. And I'm gonna talk about those later on, but I believe that there are things that walk amongst us that aren't what you think they are. NPCs, I think there are non-human individuals walking around amongst us. And I do. When I was in college, there was a girl that I knew that didn't have a belly button. It was smooth. There was no innie, no outie, no scar, no. The girl did not have a belly button. YWG said his wife and him saw a UFO late last year. I'm gonna bring YWG up here to talk about that. But yeah, I've met a woman that did not have a belly button. Now, people say, how did she not have a belly button? I mean, I think that would make her a test tube baby. That's the only logical answer that I can think of. And the reason I say that is all babies are connected to a placenta. All babies that are in a womb have a placenta that they are attached to. And they're very valuable because the hospitals try to take them after the baby's born. There are people that are, signing paperwork so that they can take the placenta with them when they leave. That's another story. We'll get to that. That's another whole nother story. But yeah, so if a person doesn't have a belly button, that means that they're a test tube baby. Because only test tube babies would not have their energy source come from a placenta. Yes, I have actually seen a woman that did not have a belly button. Maybe she was an alien. I don't know. But in my head, I just surmised it that she was a test tube baby. Because if you have no belly button, you didn't have a placenta attached to you. Because if there was a placenta and it was cut, you would have a belly button. Or any or an outie, depending on how good your doctor took care of, how he tied that knot. Yeah. Are test tube babies humans? And I'm asking that with a straight face. Is a test tube baby a human? Tonight's conversation is going to be weird because I'm pretty sure we've all had weird experiences, things that we've seen that we not sure what it was we saw. We know it wasn't normal, but what did you really see? I have a couple stories I'm going to tell tonight. And I think that you see stuff, there's a reason that you see stuff. But we're going to talk about all that stuff. We're going to talk about Bigfoot, mermaids, cryptids, UFOs. We're going to talk about all this stuff because lots of people are seeing things, but we must ask ourselves, and this is the skeptic side of me, we must ask ourselves, is this Project Bluebeam that is creating all this stuff? Because it has been said that the only invasion that will make the world cooperate with one another is an invasion that comes from outer space. Is this Project Bluebeam or is the stuff we see real? I mean, the stuff that I have witnessed and been experienced, it wasn't Project Bluebeam. But is the stuff that people are seeing in the sky, or is it real? We got April Showers here. We got Bud Fouls here. We got YWG. We got the Maas family in here. We got the Maas family in here. Excuse me. So the first story that I have personal experiences. I got a few stories. I've witnessed some things in my lifetime. Even in this place where I stay at now, stuff just comes on. Lights come on in the middle of the night. The TV comes on. I'll be sitting somewhere and it'll just get extremely cold. But this first story I have is I was about 13 years old. And the house that we lived in, me and my brother, our room was in the attic. And we had this closet that was in our room that it was always dark, and I just always had weird feelings about it. But this particular night, I had went to sleep. And I'll say this. I have, in my lifetime, and I'm saying this stuff seriously, I have astral projected. When I was younger, I used to be able to astral project a lot. And it was like it's weird because it almost feels real. I mean, maybe it is. I mean, and the thing about that is maybe it is real, but I've astral projected before, flew around and looked, yeah, weird stuff. But this night, and this happened to me several times, I woke up, I couldn't move. I could open my mouth and I tried to yell, but nothing would come out. And this happened to me several times in my life. But it will always be like a person on each side of my shoulders as I was laying in the bed. And there will always be two beings at the foot of the bed, one on each leg. And then it will always be one that will walk around and be in the middle on this side or in the middle on this side. But weird things will happen. But on this particular night, they were doing something. They were checking my body or some shit. And whatever research or whatever they were doing, I don't know how long it went on, but it felt like it was forever. But they had this long needle. And I remember that I couldn't get nothing out of I couldn't get no noise out of my mouth. I couldn't move. But I was like fighting for my life because they had this long needle and it was trying to stick it in my belly button. And it was like I was looking at it come down to my belly button. And then I just panicked when it got almost to my belly button. And then, like, when it was about to go in my belly button, I woke up. I woke up in a cold sweat. That's how I know that whatever it was real, because I woke up and I was sweated out of my clothes. I was sweated out of my clothes. But this has happened to me on several occasions where I've been pinned down and I couldn't get nothing out of my, and it's happened, and it's not just me, it happened to my brother as well. We've talked about it amongst ourselves. Maybe I'm putting him out there, but yeah, it's happened to him as well. And I think that attic that we lived in had something to do with it. But I am a firm believer of things being out there. If any of you all have had experiences with, like they say, supernatural, I say other realms, because there's other dimensions and beings that, it's not just a 2-dimensional, 3-dimensional, it's 4 dimensions, 5 dimensions. There's things that probably can walk amongst us that we don't see them, but they're there. Because it's not just a 2D and a 3D. There's different spectrums of light that are not visible with the human eye. There are colors in the spectrum that just not visible with our eyes. There's sound that there's different decibels that we can't hear it. It has to be enhanced to be able to hear it. So it's just different. Different. I mean, everybody's reality is different. I can't speak on somebody else's reality. I can only speak on mine. And these are things that I have witnessed or experienced, or I would be a skeptic, but some stuff I'm skeptical of that I see, and some stuff that I experienced, I can't really be skeptical of it because it happened to me. So when I see all these UFO sightings and stuff like that, I have to question, are these real sightings, or is it Project Bluebeam? And if you have never heard of Project Bluebeam or you don't know what Project Bluebeam is, I implore you to pull up Google, put in Project Bluebeam. They had a show out called Project Bluebeam. They took that off real quick because they were talking about some crazy topics, stuff that's that really happens. They were talking about this stuff and they took that show off. There's lots of shows that delve into subjects and stuff that the government or the powers that be really don't want us to tackle. So that kind of stuff, no matter how good it is, that stuff will go off quickly. Like Lovecraft. Like Lovecraft. That first season was crazy on Lovecraft. They were about to delve into some stuff pertaining to black people that they didn't want, the powers that be didn't want, and they didn't want that information to get out there. So they start little stuff with the writers and the creators, and yeah, just like Aaron Magruder and the Boondocks. The Boondocks was, you know, the Boondocks was putting information about Diddy, the Epstein files, and Tyler Perry, the stuff that he's going through now. The Boondocks was dealing with that stuff back then. One of the best shows on the Boondocks is the Cat Williams show, when Cat Williams was dropping it on the Boondocks as well. And when Aaron Magruder started talking about subjects that they didn't really want him to talk about, they got rid of it. But yeah, lots of stuff gets pushed under the rug because that's the stuff that they don't really want to talk about, magic, and they don't really want to talk about UFOs because for a long time it was plausible deniability. They're going to say that no, there's, but now it comes out that the FBI and the CIA has FBI files going all the way back into the 30s and the 20s, and UFO sightings and things like that have been around since the beginning of time. If you go back and you look at some of Vincent van Gogh's paintings, he has paintings where there's spaceships in the sky. So these aren't things that, lots of people have had interactions with beings that are infinitely more intellectual than humans. That's why I posed that question is, do you believe humans are the most advanced, intelligent life in the observable universe? There are people that said that there are extraterrestrial beings that have came here, when different sciences stuff that we weren't able to solve, where the beings will come here to help us in exchange for different things. There's also rumors and conspiracy theories that there's an international space council that's made up of all the different races of aliens and people at a high level, and that there's treaties that the earth has with extraterrestrial. Yeah, I do a lot of reading and I watch a lot of stuff, so I delve into stuff that may not be as popular in pop culture, but yeah, there's lots of people who believe in higher beings and things that you can't really explain them. You can only say that you've experienced them because it's really kind of hard to explain something coming into your head while you sleep that it feels like a dream, but you kind of know it's not a dream. Yeah, I think there's a fine line between explaining something and not sounding crazy and experiencing something and not really even caring if anybody understands it. YWG said that he saw a UFO. I'm gonna let him talk about that. But yeah, I've astral projected. I've been held down by aliens. Something. Yeah, April Shower says she got a friend who swears she saw aliens. I'm going to put the link out here because if you are out there and you have had experiences that it's kind of hard to explain, man, come up here and let's talk about it because that's just the first story. It's just the first of the stories that I have. For some reason, I thought that I had fixed it where I could see the messages, but I can't because it's telling me I can't post messages to some channels. So I tried. But I put the link out there. If you've had an experience, you want to talk about it, come up here. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. But yeah, I have had people call it sleep paralysis. I don't call it sleep paralysis. I call it was an alien in my room and it held me down. That wasn't no damn sleep paralysis. Sleep paralysis is one thing. They paralyzed my voice where no sound could come out. And I mean, I'm not the only person that's experienced these things. Like I said, my brother experienced them too. He may say, "Nah, dude, I'm talking crazy," but yeah, he probably he's yeah. But yeah. And I've told my mother. And then one time I think I think I was yelling and it was like incoherent, like I was mumbling or something. And my mother heard it and she came upstairs and kind of woke me up and she's like, "What is you trying to say?" And yeah, I don't think I'm not sure if I do it now, but I've been one to talk in my sleep. Full-blown conversations. Who am I talking to? I don't know. But I'm having full-blown conversation. I've had people tell me like I've had females tell me like I'm gonna record you when you sleep because you be having I've had females tell me I have full-blown conversations with my eyes closed. And full-blown conversations. Who am I talking to? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. But I truly believe that we are not the most intelligent beings in this universe. That's just my thoughts. Just my thoughts. Now, I've seen stuff streaking across the sky and stuff like that. But I never have my phone out to record it. But I've seen this stuff. And, I don't really care if nobody believes me or not. But yeah, like I said, even when I moved away, I lived in Atlanta. I had an apartment in East Point. I stayed in Regency Park off Camp Creek Road back in the 90s. Back in the 90s. And I had an apartment and I took some stuff from my great grandmother's house when I moved. I took some items that were sentimental to me. And I know that my great grandmother was in that building with me. So I lived in a wild building, for real. I know I know that my angel was with me. I know this. So I lived in Yeah. If anybody knows, if you've lived in Atlanta in the 90s, the early 90s, 90, 91, 92 to 2000, and you know about Regency Park Apartments, put something in the comments. You know how wild Regency Park Apartments off Camp Creek Road in the SWATs was in the 90s. Yeah, I lived there. Across the street from New Dimensions. Yeah, I know about all them places. That was the jungle. Yeah, people's doors was getting kicked in, all types of stuff. So I believe in there's a higher being. So YWG said on 2 occasions, he has seen green fireball comets or whatever. One was flying horizontal across the sky. The other one was overhead as he looked out his job skylight. Damn. Yeah. I've had experiences. I've seen things. Yeah. When I go to Louisville and I stay at my mother's house, there are back roads that you can take through the woods and you end up on this place called River Road. And River Road is this long road that runs parallel with the river. You're so close to the river that when it floods, you can't even drive on the street. And this particular night that I was driving on this street, it was raining. And I had been out with my best friend. We were leaving this place called the 29th Street Lounge. Yeah, we were leaving the 29th Street Lounge, and he went his way. I'm going back to my mother's house. So I'm going down River Road, and it's raining. It's a rainy, dreary night. And there's this park called Cox's Park. And there's a park that you get to, and it's where everybody goes on a Sunday. It's a big park right on the river. But across the street from it is another park that has a lake and people fish in it and stuff like that. So I'm driving and it's raining, and out of nowhere, something muscular and pale with like little hair, like not hair, with no hair, like real muscular with no hair. I can't even explain what the face was. Humanoid. It was like a beast. Comes hopping across the street on all fours. That's how I knew it wasn't a human. It wasn't a dog. It wasn't, because dogs don't run with they don't. Yeah, it doesn't run with the back feet and the front feet moving at the same time. We just like this. That's how a dog or a bear or a coyote or any four-legged animal, it runs like this. It doesn't run like this, like Blanca. I don't know what it was, but I stopped my car to Mr. like, and I was like, what did I just see? That shook me because it ran right in front of my car. Real muscular, pale, humanoid looking, running on all fours, leaping across the street. I don't know what it was. It wasn't a dog. It most definitely wasn't a possum. It wasn't a man. I don't know what it was. But it was in river. It was coming from the river on River Road in Louisville, Kentucky. And I stand by this. I stand by what I'm telling y'all. I don't know what it was, but it was about 3 o'clock in the morning on a rainy night, and something came jumping across the street on all fours, fingers and claws would extended, gripping into the mud, whatever you, yeah, man. Yeah. Crazy stuff, y'all. And I'm telling y'all stuff that I have experienced. It's crazy talk. It sounds crazy, but it's not. Yeah, I need to, I wish I had a dash cam. I would most definitely, that would have got 1 million views if I don't know what it was. I don't know what it was, but it scared the ish out of me. I stopped my car in the middle of the street like, and then got to moving. So that's 3 instances in my life that I have experienced things that everybody doesn't experience. And I'm not crazy, I'm sane. And even, you know what, I'm just going to, before YWG's in the back, he's back in the background. I'm going to bring him on in just 1 second, but I'm going to tell this last story, and then, you know, I got some other stuff, but I got this one last story. So, the building that I live in now is a historical preserved building, meaning you can't do nothing to it. It's where I live at, it gets cold in the wintertime because this is a total brick house, and behind the brick is I don't know what you would call this, but it's some type of hard, whatever they were using back 100 and some years ago. But I've been in the basement of this building, and I've talked to the owner, and he told me that when he bought this house, that in the basement there was a crawl space that was sectioned off. So like it was, so say the end of the basement is right here. There was a wall right here, and it had space in between. And he said that, you know, there were there was a way that, you know, it was secure, but there were spots where you could move stuff and you make it where someone could get in and out of it. And if you know anything about Northern Kentucky, Covington, and Newport, and Cincinnati, the Ohio River was the gateway to freedom. So once you crossed the Ohio River and you made it into Ohio, you were a free man. Now, Kentucky, you know, people say it's a slave state, but it just depends on where you were, because I would say that Louisville and Northern Kentucky, really, there weren't too many slaves, because it was on the border. It was tolerance. It's tolerance because it was on the border. But I am a firm believer that this house that I live in was a part of the Underground Railroad. Now, there's lots of houses in this area. There's trails that they will take you on, and right across the river from where I live at in Cincinnati is exactly where the National Underground Railroad Museum is, directly across the river from where I stay at in Cincinnati. And the reason that the Underground Railroad Museum is in Cincinnati right there is because, like I said, once you made it across the Ohio River into Ohio, you were a free man. I had a female friend that was over here, and if I experience something, I'm not just gonna tell people it's a ghost in where I live at, because you tell people it's a ghost where you live at, you liable them to not have no company. But I have had people tell me that there's a ghost in my house. When I first moved in here, I was upstairs doing something. I don't know what I was doing. I was doing something in my closet. I got a room that's my closet. It's where all my clothes are. But out of nowhere, something scratched me across my chest. I'm talking about 2 long scratch marks. And I thought that, maybe I rubbed up against a metal hanger or something. But when I took my shirt off, I had 2 scratches across my chest. And I showed my female friend, and she was like, damn. She was like, how'd you do that? I was like, something scratched me. I'm talking about. And that's when I told her, I was like, I think there's a ghost in my apartment. And she's like, it is a ghost in your apartment. And I was like, why you say it's a ghost in my apartment? And she was like, because it is. She was like, and I play Xbox. And this is a couple years ago. So I play Xbox. So there would be times that she would be over here and I would be playing Xbox, and she would be back in the room watching TV or doing whatever it is she does. But sometimes she would just cut the light off and go to sleep or whatever. But she said that there was a figure in the corner of when she would cut the lights off. She said that she could see a figure standing in the corner of my room. Now, as well with that, there have been times when she tried to use appliances in my house and the appliances would not work until I came and cut them on. And she used to say, it's a woman ghost in your apartment and she doesn't like me. She's like, she's not mean, she don't bother me, but she's like, she don't like me. But I don't know. I have had different occurrences that have occurred throughout my life. And yeah, we're gonna cut him off. I don't know what he got going on there. We'll bring him back in a second. He was over yelling to the high moons. He might be turned into a werewolf. We're gonna give him a chance to wolf out. We're gonna bring him back. But yeah. I've always had some spirits around me. Guardian angels. Always. All throughout my life. I don't know what it is, but I have had different interactions with higher beings. And it didn't really scare me or anything like that. I haven't come across anything that has been. What's going on, Juggernaut? I have not been around anything. What's going on, Camille? Hey, Camille. But yeah, I have never been one to be scared of higher beings because I guess because I've been kind of interacting with them since I was younger. What's going on, YWG, man?
Oh, what's up, boy?
What you got to answer? What you got to, man? Ain't no boys over here, man. I call myself boy, but you can't call me boy.
Yeah, whatever, man. Whatever.
But what you got to add? What you got to add to? Yeah, man. I call myself boy, man. You call me man.
Yeah, whatever. Hey, man, you talk about this ghost thing, man. I had a interesting event a couple of weeks ago,
What happened?
and
What happened?
so we're sleeping in bed, right?
Mm.
And my bed faces the front door, of course. You know, you're always supposed to sleep with your head facing the front door. I never put my back or back of my head to a door if I'm sleeping. I got to be able to
So
see out in the hallway.
yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
you're supposed to sleep north and south too.
Yeah.
Not
So
east and west make you have heart attacks. If you lay your
yeah,
bed east or west, you're more prone to have heart attacks as opposed to position your bed north to
yeah.
south.
Well, I always like
My
to be
bad.
able to see.
I ain't mean cut you off. I ain't mean cut you
No,
off.
no, it's all good, man. I always like to see my door whenever I'm sleeping. So I'm sleeping middle of the night, and I hear like a footstep in the bed, right in the bedroom, like just one foot, like one. Someone took one step. I'm a light sleeper sometimes, so I was sleeping on my back for some reason, and I happened to look up, and I looked outside my into the hallway, and I saw something dart by the door that fast, and it went towards my bathroom in the hallway. It must have been like maybe about 5 feet tall, but it was definitely figure, and it darted by. And I thought about it, and I said, "Was that what I think it was?" And Evie's in the bed, so I'm like, "I'm too tired." I just rolled over and went back to sleep. You know, it's like, you know. And I will say this: I've had, um, I guess, ghosts or spirit sightings before, but it's never been like this. It's always been like this, or when I'm not looking directly in that direction. I just happened to kind of sit up a little bit and I saw it dart by, and I'm like, now we got to pray. We got to pray tomorrow to get whatever this is out of our house. I don't know who it attached itself to or how it got into the house, but now we got to pray to get it out. I didn't have any fear because I wasn't alarmed or anything. So I wasn't, I'm not going to say it was mischievous or anything like that. It was just zip by. And I said, okay, I don't think whatever that was is here for harm, but it don't belong here, whatever it is. So
Mhm.
we prayed about it for 2 nights. And probably by the second night, I didn't see or hear any more things in the house. So we were good. And at work, that's a funny story at work. You know, I work on the weekends. I work at a group home for juveniles who committed crimes, various crimes.
Yep, yep.
Yep. And I would say I first started seeing spirits maybe about 15 years ago, maybe 16 years ago at our old building. And we had this one kid, and this one kid was bad at it. This He was the worst kid ever. Every time he was awake, he had to do something wrong. And I think he was the start of seeing stuff in the building. I had one occasion where my desk was right here, and I could see Unit A and Unit B. And I'm sitting here, and I'm on my computer, and I happened to look up at a room that was maybe about 25 feet away. And I'm looking, and I see like a shadow moving around in the room, and I'm like, "What the hell?" I said, I looked at my watch. I said, "I know this kid is not walking around in his room in the middle of the night." So I get my flashlight. I walk up to his room, click. That kid was fast asleep. I said, "Okay, that's new." Apparently I saw something walking past his blinds and his curtains in his room in the dark. And I would say that was my first time seeing something in the building. And then after that, I would catch glimpses of something flashing by like this in my peripherals. One day I heard one of the counselors talking about it, and I looked at her. I said, "Oh, you seeing it too?" Her eyes got real big. She said, "What do you mean?" I said, "The spirit that's running around in the building. You seen it too?" She said, "Oh my God, I thought I was the only one who saw it." I said, "No, I see it all the time." And she was freaking out. She said, "What is it?" No, I said, "Don't know, but it's not causing harm. It's just darting around." Um, I had other few counselors who seen it, but they didn't want to admit it, and they just told me stop talking about it when I brought it up to them.
Yeah, and that's the reason I want to have this conversation tonight, because us as African Americans, Black people's FBAs, what we ain't going, whatever you want to call
Yeah,
yourself, we are ones not to really talk about these types of
yeah,
things. And I wanted to put this out there because I've had several experiences and throughout my whole life, and I don't have no problem speaking on them because I mean,
yeah,
it's life, it's stuff that happens, and I can. I was coherent enough where I can explain it, and yeah, it's just time to speak on this type of stuff because yeah, put it out there. If you have
yeah,
experienced these types of things, it's just you're not weird. These things happen. They don't happen to everybody, but they happen to certain people, and I have been one that has had several things that I have witnessed throughout my life. Yeah,
yeah.
hour and 10 minutes into the show. Hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button, share this video out, and subscribe to the page. Shouts out to my 20 subscribers that I done got over the last 7 days, man. Let's run the numbers up. Hit the like button, get me into the algorithm, run these numbers up. Let's talk about aliens and cryptids. Now, YWG, do you believe in Bigfoot?
Yes, because on this big planet that we live on, there's so many things that we have now. Why not? Why not? You know, I will say one thing. I wanted to leave with this, or I wanted to bring this up. I get more people who believe the stories that I tell than the ones who say, "Man, you silly." And to the ones who always say I'm silly, I always say to them, "How long have you known me? You know I'm not a liar, right?" They say, "Yeah." I said, "Then why would I lie about this?" And
Exactly. I ain't known as
yeah,
no liar, so yeah, I
yeah,
ain't gonna start lying.
yeah. I don't lie, and why would I lie about something that I see? I see it.
Right.
I don't treat it like a big deal. I see it, and I'm like, "Oh, that's interesting," and I go about my business. You know.
Yep.
But have I ever seen a Bigfoot or anything close to it? Nah, because I'm not out in the woods.
I got
Um,
some videos that after you get done talking, I got some videos that I'm gonna play. I got some mermaid video. And the thing about it is I did a reaction video on mermaids. I think I need to do one on Bigfoot, and
yeah.
then I think I need to do one on UFO. So look out for some reactions coming soon. Look out for a reaction video coming soon.
But look, hey, look, I want to share. I want to share my UFO story with everyone. I'll make it. I'll try to make it quick.
You talking
If
about
you
the
want to
one
hear
with
it.
you and Evie?
Yeah, man. So, so we just got home from Brazil on Friday, and my brother wanted and my for dinner out in
Yeah.
oh, where were we? Hagerstown, I think we were. It was close to Baltimore, whatever. But we was coming down 301. Anyone who's from the Maryland, D.C., Virginia area, 301 is really Branch Avenue, Route 5. It all connects. So we're coming down 301. We're heading towards Waldorf, Charles County. About 10:30 at night. A little bit of traffic out, and I'm driving. I'm driving. So Evie says, "Hey, what is that over there?" And I'm driving. I was like, "What over where?" And she said, "Right there." And I kind of looked, and I saw a light. Maybe I'm not gonna say it was this big. It looked far away. So I look at it, and I start driving. I said, "I don't know." I said, "It might be not a street light, but it was up higher. It was almost up as high as I don't know if anyone has seen a metal tower. On top of the metal tower, it has a light. Sometimes they're red, and you see them blink. It was roughly around that height. So I look over, and then I see two space, same height, nice distance apart. I ain't paying no mind. I'm like, it's just lights. So I'm driving, and right here on the windshield, about this high, I'm looking forward, and right on the corner of my eye, I see a flash. And I ain't say nothing. I saw the flash. Evie said, "Oh my God, babe, did you see that?" And I said, "What?" She said, "That light." I said, "Yeah, I saw a light. I'm driving." She said, "My first shooting star." And then I kind of looked at her. I said, "That wasn't a shooting star." She said, "Well, what do you mean?" I said, "Well, unless it had a steering wheel, shooting stars don't turn." She said, "I said, did you see it turn?" She said, "Yeah." It shot like across the sky like this, and did like that, and in the blink of an eye, it moved across the entire sky. It was gone, like out of sight. No, there was no high trees, there was no high buildings, there's no mountains. It was clear sky, and that thing zipped across the sky so fast that I told her, I said, that thing is on the other side of the world as fast as that thing moved. And I put it out there on Facebook or something like that. And someone said, well, it probably was a satellite. And I'm thinking to myself, Jesus. I said it zipped across the sky in a blink of an eye. It moved that fast. I said, satellites don't move that fast.
No.
Across, because if you
You
look up
can,
in
and
the
then
sky,
the thing about that is there's only a couple satellites that are visible with the naked eye from the ground, and I mean,
yeah.
and both of those you see them you see them in the daytime, you don't see them at night.
Well, the funny thing about this is it was in the atmosphere. I would say it was probably about 55 to maybe 100,000 feet in the air. It wasn't like ground level, not like it was up there like a star. And I saw a flash,
Hmm.
and I thought it was like something exploded. But
Oh,
until I saw it go like this and zip that way, I said, "Wow, that wasn't no shooting star." And I tell
hey,
people that story, and some people say, "Man, if I ain't know you, I would say that was crap." But I know you, so I know you know what you saw. So that's my interesting story from last year.
hey, man, just going through these comments,
Yeah,
but yeah, I've had several experiences, and I'm pretty sure that there are other people that are out there that have had experiences too. And yeah, I think we should talk about it because I'm one that believes that full disclosure is coming soon. I
of
think it,
course.
I think it's past time for them to talk about these things that people are seeing in the sky, all these orbs, all these things that are streaking across the sky. Uh,
Hmm.
and I just think that it's time because I mean, you gotta at some point in time you gotta fess up and say that yes, there is something that is out there that we can't control. And I think that what happened last year in the New Jersey and all the areas that were seeing drones and orbs and things like that, I think that right there was an indication that we are not the most intelligent beings in this universe. I
But
mean,
you know what though, big dog? Here's the way I see it. I don't need the government to confirm what I actually see. I
right,
don't need
right,
I
yeah.
don't need them to say, yeah, you was right. I don't need it.
Juggernaut said he's got footage of a UAP. Yeah, man. There's nothing at the speeds that things are going. There's
Yeah,
nothing man-made that can turn a 90
no,
degree angle
no.
at a high
And
rate.
there's nothing that can fly. When you look at, like I said, when you look up in the air and you can visually see across everything, there's
Mhm.
nothing that I know that can move from A to B out of sight like that. Nothing.
Nah.
Nothing.
It would rip a human's body apart. So that's how you know that
Exactly.
yeah, it would rip a human's body apart. But I got some UAP videos. I got some yeah, I got some I got some stuff for us to look at to differentiate. Is this something that's real or is this, with the AI videos that are coming out, it's gonna be hard to authenticate stuff. And I think
by
that's
design.
that's one of the main reasons that these AI videos and things are coming out is they're coming out to basically debunk what the information that they're putting out. It's like
Yes,
it's like a counteract to
yes,
saying disclosing stuff. So I,
yeah. It's by
I
design.
don't I don't I don't really I don't believe in all that stuff because the stuff that I've seen has been throughout my life. It's not like a one-time thing. These are things that have occurred several times, situations that I've been put in, experienced. This isn't one-time thing. So that's where my grounding comes from and my belief of aliens and higher beings. I don't know what you would call them. I just know that they're not humans. And yeah, like I said, I met a chick that didn't have a belly button. The
You
only
know
thing,
one thing.
what's that?
One thing that seeing stuff in the sky has taught me is we need to look up more. We need to generally when we're walking around the planet and we're driving or we're parked or whatever, we're at the beach. We tend not to look up. We tend to always look here. And now I find myself looking up in the sky
Yeah,
more often.
I'm a sky gazer, but
Yeah,
I used to look up and try to find the. I mean, I don't like when I was younger, and still to this day, I try to look up and try to see the constellations, but it's kind of hard to see the constellations. The stars don't really come out that much. It's kind of weird. It's kind of
that's
weird.
because of that's because of I think they call it light wash.
And I don't know, but I know you can't see the constellations in the sky like you used to. There was a time where you used to be able to look in the sky. You could see the Big Dipper, the Little Dipper,
Yeah,
Sagittarius,
they're
Sirius.
still
You
there.
could see all this. They're still there, but you can't really. Yeah, you got to go out and really look. I think summertime you can probably see that stuff, but yeah,
It's more pronounced in the wintertime. You can see Orion's belt in the different I usually see Orion's belt in the wintertime. But what's happening is now since we're in the age where everything's lit up at night, it kind of drowns out the night sky. So there's one or two areas in the United States that they say it's good to go out and see actually the actual sky. You get a good picture of it.
the
But
Grand
there's
Canyon,
was that
The Grand Canyon, because
and it might be
there's no street lights.
and it might be Montana
Yeah,
also.
yeah,
But you can actually see the full sky without all the whitewash of the light. So
yeah.
yeah, yeah, I didn't want to cut you off for that.
No. You cool. I'm trying to look at some. Yeah, I'm about to show some of these videos in a second. But um yeah, I'm a firm believer of Bigfoot, aliens, mermaids, cryptids. I
Yeah,
believe I just believe that there's stuff out there that it can't be explained. You just have to witness it firsthand, or you have to be your mind has to be open to belief that there's things out there other than humans. And I mean, a lot of people, a lot of people's minds aren't open to that. There's a lot of. I mean, I understand that you're not going to believe it until you actually experience it. But yeah, there are people out here that have experienced things. I've always been a firm believer of it. I've always believed in Bigfoot, going all the way back to the legend of Bogey Creek. I've been watching all these crazy movies since I was little. So yeah,
yeah.
I'm open. I was always open to it. And like I said, the experiences I've had, sleep paralyzation, seeing different stuff, astral projecting, doing all that, but being having gone through all those types of things growing up, I mean, it opens you up to
So let me
it
ask you a
opens
question
you up.
about the sleep paralysis thing.
Mm.
When you have it, what's your position?
I mean, usually you just laying flat on your back because, like I said, you don't have sleep paralysis and you're laying on your side. And the reason that I say that's the reason I say it's not sleep paralysis and it's something holding you down because they're trying to research you. If it was sleep paralysis, you could get sleep paralysis laying on your side or laying on this side. But no, it's always like this with your hands on your side, like you're being observed. So that's
Yeah.
why I don't. Yeah, I'm not
You,
one that's gonna say that. Yeah,
I always thought sleep paralysis was a demon sitting on your chest, not being observed by someone else.
when nobody sitting on my chest. It was two on this side, two at my feet, and
Yeah,
one dude that was doing all the probing.
yeah.
And they were
Seriously.
and they were tall. And the thing about it is, I can say they were tall grays. They were tall. They were gray. They had big eyes, and yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, I didn't. The two times I had sleep paralysis, I didn't open my eyes because I was afraid of what I was going to see.
I,
But of course, I was much younger back then.
yeah, I opened my eyes. Man, you gonna do it.
Yeah,
I don't know. I guess it's because I guess I had a different because I always liked scary movies. So if it's going whatever it's gonna do, it's gonna do. But I'm gonna look and see what it is. That's why I can say that yeah, they was tall grays and it was you. It was always five. It was always five because it was two at my feet, two at my shoulders, and like I said, one that was walking around doing the observation, doing the poking and the prodding. But yeah, these are things.
yeah,
Yeah, I know what I have been through in my life and the experiences that I've had, and I'm a firm believer of aliens and cryptids. I am. I'm a firm believer of things being in the woods that yeah, you might not be able to explain what's in the woods. Yeah,
yeah,
everything is not to be explained or overstood or understood, however you want to say it. Yeah, some stuff is meant to perplex you. But yeah, man, what you gotta say, man, before I get to these videos and man, show some of these cryptids and some of these big feet, man. And then that's another thing. Like you said, you experienced it with your wife, so it wasn't like it's just you. It was both of y'all that saw it. So that's you got corroborating people. Yeah, so
and the thing is, dude, is I didn't say anything when I saw it.
right.
I didn't say it. She said something, and when did you see it? I say, yeah, I saw it. And then she explained what she saw, and I said, I saw the same thing.
Yeah, yeah, man. So I'm with it. I think people should talk about it more because I mean I don't think that there's no stigma in having experienced
Yeah,
things that other people haven't.
yeah. People who talk about this is being crazy or wacko. They always put that, oh, you a conspiracy theorist. Like that's a bad word. No, it's not a bad word.
Fast Mama Jamma said, "Did you see the Mexican aliens found under the church in Mexico?" Nah, Fast Mama Jamma, I need you to put a link up. I need you to put that link up so I can pull that info up. I need to pull that
Yeah.
info up.
What about that alien sighting? I saw the video and I said, whoa. The one that they said that was in the backyard. I think it was in Vegas. It was in
Yeah,
their
yeah, yeah, yeah.
backyard.
That was last summer. It was last summer.
The police confirmed it, right? So someone else did a second video to it. Maybe they doctor it up or whatever. But when they was walking through the gate to the backyard, if you look to the right, you saw a tall figure that was you know how the Predator movie, how the Predator moves with the camouflage?
Mm.
It's like a see-through camouflage.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It looked like that, and I said, "That's interesting." He said maybe seven.
Yeah, I'm waiting on Fast. I'm waiting
Oh,
on Fast Mama Jamma to put that link up so I can pull it up. But yeah, man, I'm about to put some of these videos up, and we gonna discuss that. Man, I appreciate you, YWG, coming up here and talking about your experiences, the stuff that, yeah, man. I mean, if you've been through it, you've been through it. A lot of people try to deny what they've seen. Because they're so fearful. But
yeah, I see it. I see it.
yeah, man. But yeah, man. Take your Ravens. Take your damn Ravens.
Hush your lips, man. Hush your lips.
Take your damn Ravens hat off. There's no Ravens. No Ravens in there. I mean, Yeah, I tried to root for the Ravens this year. The Ravens fans told me don't root for them. I'm like, I'm okay. Well, I won't root for y'all. I'll root for my guy, Lamar. I'm a sucker. Fast Mama Jamma said they 8 feet tall. So yeah, and then we had we had what happened in Miami, where they said that a portal opened and beings jumped out of the portal and was chasing people through the mall. We saw the video of all those police, every police in Miami coming to that mall, only for them to say that, oh, we thought there was a gang fight here, when there wasn't even people fighting. And there were several people that came out saying that they did see the aliens, they did see the portal open up with the aliens come out of it. But all of those reports were refuted. They were wiped off the internet, and you can't even find that stuff anymore. What is going on? Are we about to witness? Is everybody about to be? Yeah, the police was confiscating phones. Is everybody about to be a witness to what's really out there? And then we just had the second. Okay, now this is what's great. We've had two interstellar. We had the first interstellar object that ever came from outside of our solar system and flew by America. And then 6 months later, we have another one. And this is by coincidence? I don't think not. There's no such thing as coincidences. There's no such thing as coincidences. Fast Mama Jama said there are some tall aliens in Colombia that wear black suits. And I will be the first to say that in my younger, I used to read Malachi York books. I've read Leviathan 666, and then Leviathan 666, they talk about the different races that are spaceborne individuals. Malachi York, he's in jail for, a lot of people say he was railroaded in jail, but some of the books and some of the teachings that he was putting out, yeah, it's irrefutable. There are lots of people who believe that magic is real. There are some forms of magic. There are people that believe in voodoo. There are people that say that voodoo has received a bad name and that voodoo is good. Can people conjure spirits? We're talking about some crazy stuff tonight. I don't know. I've seen some things. We've seen videos of people talking, thinking they talking to a person, and then you look at the video and ain't nobody standing there. There are people that if you go to Jamaica, they tell you do not go to the beach at night. That you could get snatched and taken away by a mermaid. Now, I'm looking at these. I'm trying to make, because I'm not really trying to put anything that is blatantly fake, or I'm trying to find stuff. Hey, YWG said when he was in New Orleans, he picked up a guy. You a wild dude, man. Yeah, Lee, right? Wow. Wow. You know what? I think I'm gonna save some. I'm gonna save these videos. I'm just gonna do a reaction video. I'm gonna post some videos of Bigfoot, and yeah, that's what we gonna do. Tonight we just gonna talk about the stuff that we. What have people out there that are watching? What have you witnessed? What have you experienced in your lifetime in terms of alien beings? Have you witnessed something? Or I mean, like I said, everybody doesn't experience these things. Yeah, I want to see Jug's UAP video too. Man, I want to see it. I now there have been Bigfoot videos that have came out that show trees and stuff getting knocked down. And you know what? Hold on. I said I wasn't gonna show no videos, but there's a video of some Chinese tourists. Some Chinese tourists who are visiting. Wow. A lady, Fast Mom Jama, a lady she knows got abducted at the lake for an hour. It's crazy stuff that's going on. Early this year, there was a video of some people that were on a train. I think they were going through Oregon or somewhere, and someone filmed something off in the distance. We've seen these videos. We've seen numerous UAP videos. We've seen numerous videos. This stuff is real. This isn't crazy. I don't believe that it's crazy talk. Now, you'll have people that will embellish things to try to get some notoriety and, you know, things like that. But real is real. Do we do it's crazy because there's information coming out that they're really vampires. That that werewolves are real. That mermaids are real. Do we believe this? Do you all believe this? Because I believe I've seen videos of mermaids singing out at sea. I've seen videos. The deep state, I think it's more than the deep state. I just think that, yeah, there's stuff that I think that they feel that the general public isn't ready. Yeah, there's fish that people there's lots of, yeah. I mean, we wouldn't really know what a giant squid looked like unless unless they actually caught it on camera. They hadn't caught it on camera a few years ago because there's some stuff that's so deep in the ocean that you're not going to see it. Yeah, there's lots of stuff, lots of animals. I think that there's parts of jungles and there's remote areas in the world that people haven't seen. I mean, I live in Kentucky. They say that there's things in the Appalachian Mountains that you don't want to come across at night. I'll say this. The people that say they don't believe it be the first ones to say they're not going to the woods, go camping. If you don't believe it's out there, then let's go camping. Yeah. The people that say, "Oh, it ain't nothing. Come on, let's go camping." They're not gonna go camping. I'm not going. I'm not gonna go camping. I have been camping, Boy Scouts overnight, but have I been and stayed in the woods for 5 days, 3 days? Nah. We're not doing none of that. Most definitely not doing. Yeah, because I believe there's stuff out there. And then the thing about it is, do you all believe in dragons? The Chinese zodiac is made up of, is it 12? It's 12 or 13 animals. All of them are real animals. And the Chinese lunar calendar has a dragon on it. Yes. Do you all believe in dragons? There's been videos coming out of people seeing dragons flying across the sky, and during tornadoes and thunderstorms, dragons. Do we believe in dragons? Dragons are mentioned in the Bible. Dinosaurs aren't mentioned in the Bible, but dragons are. And why do we have all these movies like the Game of Thrones, the House of Dragons? Do we believe in dragons? Why would the Chinese lunar calendar have all real animals and then put a dragon on it? Why would they have all real animals and then arbitrarily put a dragon and people say it's fake? Yeah. Sometimes the truth is in plain sight. You just have to be open to it. But I'll ask this again. I'm asking to the people that are watching, why with the Chinese lunar calendar use all real animals and put a fake dragon on the calendar? China has always had a culture where they've talked about dragons. Going back to when they had the little things where it was a bunch of people running with the little dragon. The Smithsonian's been known to hide bones and all types of stuff. Would they hide this from us? Why? Why would they hide this stuff from us? And they say that big Bigfoots are concentrated around national parks. Don't they make you say, why would Bigfoots, most of all the sightings be seen in national parks? What does the government know that they're not telling us? If aliens were a threat, would you want to know? Or would, if the government told you that there were real aliens, would that make you go crazy? Because that's the reason that they say that they don't put a lot of information out, is because the general public would not be able to handle it. Yeah, they got human bones. giants. We're an hour and 43 minutes into the show. Hit the like button. Man, hit the like button. Man, hit the like button for me. Get me into the algorithm. People watch get me into the algorithm. I'm trying to have, we trying to grow this page. I'm trying to have the chat going crazy. All kind of responses. But we're growing. We're doing this organically. I'm a firm believer that if I keep being consistent, keep giving y'all content that y'all like, keep having topics that are engaging, I'm going to hit the algorithm. But y'all part of that too. I can't do this alone. I ain't that strong. I need y'all's help. Put the link up, Fast Mama Jama. Put the link up. Yeah, I mean, we know that there's crazy stuff out there because going all the way back to the times of the pyramids, that you see, I don't know what you see all kinds of humanoids, paint drawings, caricatures on the wall. A man with a falcon's head. We know that they were running experiments. They talk about it where they put a man's head on a dog and a dog's head on a man. These are real experiments that these crazy people did. I don't see no link. I don't see no link, Fast Mama Jama. No, ain't no link. The only link is the link I put, the restream link. I don't see no link. But yeah. Yeah, send it to the email. Put the email up here. Yeah, anybody got topics they want to talk about, send them to this email. Yeah. It's the email. Hit me up. People been hitting me up on Instagram. I got a topic that somebody gave me on Instagram. We're going to do it Tuesday. We're going to do it next Tuesday. But this week, it's time for the panel. We having the panel show on Thursday. We might have a panel for Maas After Dark. It's going to be a crazy topic. I know I didn't do Maas After Dark this week. There's a reason. Maas After Dark is coming. We will be doing it Friday. Oh, yeah. And we're not, I will say this to the people that are I know that a lot of people were looking forward to business cards and bourbon. We're going to do a business cards and bourbon content creators podcast on Thursday. I think it's going to be from 6 to 7 or 6 to 8. I need to talk to Terrace. Terrace and I are going to be hosting a podcast on Thursday from 6 to 7 or 6 to 8, however long we get engagement. But we want all the content creators to come out. We want the people. It's going to be a networking event, except it's going to be virtual. So we're going to network virtually on Thursday. Terrace Horton and I are we're going to hold the fort down. We're going to keep the topics rolling, keep the engagement. But yeah, we're having a virtual business cards and bourbon content creators networking live on Thursday from 6 to 8. And then from 9 to 11, we will be having the panel show. I got to get the participants together. Having a panel show. I got a real engaging topic for Thursday. We're doing the panel show. If you're watching and you want to be on the panel, send your info to maasappeal@gmail.com. Let's talk about it. We're going to do a panel on Friday night. I'm just saying it right now. We're going to have a sexual show on Friday. It's going to be a panel. It's going to be like Battle. If you over 40, you remember Battle with the Network Stars. It's going to be Battle of the Men and Women. We're going to have a judge. We're going to ask questions, and we're going to say, did the men win or did the women win this topic? That's what we're going to do Friday night. Tune in. 3 women, 3 men, me as the moderator, me as the question answer, the audience as the judge on whose argument was best. The men and women going to battle on Maas After Dark on Friday. Thursday, we're just having a regular panel. But yeah, ladies, y'all better get ready. You better get ready, ladies. The men said they're going to win this battle. YWG and Jug. Got to get one more man to join them. I have to be the moderator. I kind of get sucked into the arguments from time to time. I'm not going to let the men go down with a loss, but I got to get another brother on the panel. It can be a white brother. It can be a Mexican brother, but we got to get another brother on the panel. And I got to get some ladies that don't operate on CPT time. I love the ladies. They talk their stuff, but they be on CP time. I got to get some ladies that's on time. We had a good conversation tonight. We talked about aliens, cryptids, and things that go boo in the night. I've had several interactions with supernatural beings. April Showers. April Showers. Hold on, April Showers. April Showers, you gonna be on the panel Thursday. Yeah. We're gonna put April Showers. I gotta hit you up, April Showers. I need your email. Email me, April Showers, because I gotta hit you up. I want you on the panel. Yeah. If y'all ain't never been nowhere to go holler at April Showers. Go check out April Showers' page. She be over dropping it. Better not go over April Showers' page half stepping. She ain't playing. April Showers Thursday night, 9:00. You gotta come like 8:45 so we can. Yeah, I got you. I'm gonna email you, April. I'm gonna email you as soon as the show's over. Yeah, we can ready. Man, we can do this the right way. We're gonna get some people up here who gonna be on time. Is gonna engage, and we're gonna talk. Yeah, but yeah, the men said they always ready to have a panel. Jug, YWG, but we got to get one more brother. Oh, CST 8. I forgot you in Chicago, Gary, Milwaukee. I know it's one of them. Like, I know it's one, but yeah, that's what we're gonna do Thursday. We're gonna have a panel show. I'm gonna ask the question. I'm gonna tell the panel right now. I don't give the questions out before I ask them. You just gotta be prepared or be able to look something up real quick and do some quick research. But yeah, I don't give out the questions. You get the questions when we do the panel. I knew you was Joliet. You up there with the Blues Brothers, Joliet. The Blues Brothers. They broke out of Joliet prison And it was all wild. Clarence. Yeah. April Showers. She telling you YWG. April Showers says she ready. She's ready to debate y'all men. Hey, April Showers be on there dropping it. I love going over there and hear April Showers talk. She be dropping it. Y'all better leave April Showers alone. But yeah, go check out April Showers page. Look at the videos. Don't just go. If you're gonna support people, look at the videos. Join the live. Engage. That's how we all grow. We all trying to grow. We are all trying to grow. It's enough NIL money out there for all of us. But y'all know how hard it is to get these watch hours. These watch hours ain't no joke. These watch hours ain't no joke. And we are all trying to get monetized. It's a process. But what I have heard people say is that year three is when, if you consistent and you year three. It happens. Consistency, good topics, engagement. Don't be an asshole. I don't think I'm an asshole. We got about 5 more minutes on the show. This was a good show. Something different. Something that, we don't. I haven't seen a lot of black podcasters talk about aliens, cryptids, and supernatural experiences. I wanted to do something different. I want to talk about stuff that, I like talking about stuff that I experienced that I can really talk about. I don't having a conversation. I mean, I can, because I like doing research and things, but the best conversations are the ones that I kind of know the info. And I know the experiences that I have had in terms of dealing with things from a higher realm, from different dimensions. I have experienced these things. Shouts out to everybody that tuned in from Facebook, Instagram, Rumble, and Twitch. I got some new subscribers on Twitch. Shouts out to the new subscribers on Twitch. I think I'm going to be back on in about 30 or 40 minutes. We're going to get some gaming in because Battlefield Season 2 started today. They got some new maps. And I'm ready to bust guns. So yeah, I might go back on in about 45 minutes. I'm going to sit down and rest my vocal cords because, yeah, I've been talking for about 2 hours straight. I didn't really drink no water and I can hear it in my voice. But I got you, April Showers. April Showers going to be joining the panel on Thursday. April Showers will be joining the panel. I know she got some good English. You go over and check. You think I'm playing? Go over and check out some of April Showers' videos. She be dropping it. She talks about she talks about topics. She ain't just over there just jib-jabbing. Go over and see what she's talking about. And y'all gonna see Thursday. She's gonna be on the panel. She's gonna join the ladies. I don't know. We gonna see. April Showers says she ready. But it's getting late. It's hour 57. It's your boy Maas Appeal. We talked about something different tonight. I hope I said something that was engaging, that will make you go out and do some research. We'll be back Tuesday. We will be back Tuesday with more topics like the one we had tonight. Had to do something a little different. It's all in fun. I'm about to go jump on my spaceship.
Blast off.
It's been another edition of Adult Conversation with Maas, where we talk about what other people won't talk about. I hope everybody has a productive Wednesday. We'll be back in 46 hours. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the page. Share this video. Most definitely. Come back Thursday. It's your boy Maas. I'm out.
Lab Addicts Music Group.